So this is our application, student job tracker, where the students can add their applications, their company, the role they have applied for, their links, and as an addition, I've added the authentication functionality where user can log in and register their account so that each job can be mapped to a respective user. Okay. Now I'll try to create one account for you. You can see that. Let's say Nishan 125@gmail.com. Password. Let's say this is the password. Yeah, as you can see that user has been created successfully. I'll just confirm it with you. If we refresh the database, you'll see that user has been created. Okay. Now I'll log into the user. This is my previous accounts. I'll log into Nishant. Also, one more thing, I'll just quickly show you. So if the user is not logged in and someone try to add an application, it will show that please log into the add the application add the applications. So that yeah, you have to log in first. Okay, now you can I have logged in. As you can see, this is my email ID and their previous jobs that I have added here. Okay, so apart from that, we can filter out the job based on their status, and we can sort it by on the which jobs are the newest and which jobs are the oldest. We can sort it by the date range, like from starting date to end date. We can change the application status here directly only, or we can change the whole job description from going to the edit functionality. So I'll show you that if I let's say off click on offer, you see that the status has been changed and this has been updated in the real time. I can backend engineering intern. I'll just edit the application and you see that this job details has also been changed. Now I'll show you how to create a new job. Let's say appraised front-end developer. By the way, appraised is my previous organization that I've worked with. I'll say interview date. Let's give it a date of 3. Application link, we can give it anything. Appraised and submit. You can see that. Okay, application has been added. Okay, now I can change the status anytime. Okay, I can view the application. If I click on view application, it will lead to the respective website. Okay, now if I want to sort it, let's say I want to sort it from 1st of April to 4th of April, you'll see only one is there. If I change the date to 7, okay, no, not 7, no, yeah, if I go to 10, yes, all the applications there. I can clear the filter. I can sort the newest first and the oldest first also. I can filter it based on the, let's say, application. Okay, there is no interview. I'll select the offer. So I can like filter it based on the status also. So this is our application. Okay, and this is purely made using the React.js in the front end using the Tailwind CSS, and in the backend I have used Node.js, MongoDB, and Express. Okay, now this is our database. This is how database looks like. This is the users collection, and then we have the jobs collection where each job is mapped to a user. We can see there's a company, a role, status of their application, application date, the link to their application, and the respective ID of the user, the timestamp at which it is created and updated. Okay. Now, so in this application, basically, I have this is purely I've made using coding, but I have taken use help from the AI. I'll tell you where I've basically used the AI. So AI is mainly used in uh, designing the components, like giving them a modern UI feel. So I've used the Claude and the Bolt UI from the Slack bits. I've used that to design a component to like add some CSS and some properties into it so that it looks more visually appealing. Okay, now I'll go through the folder structure. This is the folder structure for the front end, for the client side. As you can see, it is purely on the React components are there. This is at the entry point, the main file, the index.css where the global CSS file is there. You can see that we have used Tailwind. And for the font, I have used the Montserrat font. Apart from that, I have added a custom class also this is purely I like use the AI to generate it, okay, so that it looks more visually appealing. For the calendars and for the animations, you can see that I have added some custom class. This is the wrap.tsx, our main file where all the functions are there. Verify auth to verify the basic authentication process, if the user is authenticated or not. The logout function, the fetching of job function, the submitting of job function, deleting of job function, updating their status, and the filtering of job. Okay, so everything the entry point is in application.ts. Okay, and I have divided the whole website into reusable components. So you can see the authentication is there in the auth modal, the modal that you saw in the first place. It is in the component section under the name of auth modal. I'm also using framer motion for the animations, as you can see the motion.diff. So I'm using framer motion library. Lucid React I'm using for the let's say for icons, and React Hot Toast library I'm using for the toast feature that as an alert. Headless UI React I'm using for the modal. Now, this is the main component like that required a lot of styling because this is my custom date picker component. So the base I've used React date picker library, but I have customized it using the custom CSS and the Tailwind CSS. As you can see that it is completely changed based so that it matches the website UI. You can change the month, you can change the year, you can just select it. Uh, yeah. So I've completely designed it. It is customized and it is not the base one. Also, one can delete a job also. I'll just show you that feature I have missed. So if I go on this, you see that application deleted. And you have seen that a very cool animation was there, so that it looks very good. You can see, yeah, see very cool animation was there. And now we can simply log it out. Okay. Then we have a job form, the form where the we can just enter the details and just submit it. Then we have a job list that lists down all of the jobs that are there. And then we have the nav bar. Nav bar basically show you your email if the user is login, and the login logout button based on if the user is authenticated or not. And then we have the Tailwind configuration file. You can see that I have used the Montserrat as a primary, then sans serif, and I have used some colors, custom colors. Yeah, so this types, so this is based on React with the TypeScript. I use TypeScript because in day-to-day application I use TypeScript rather than JavaScript for the strict type checking. So here you can see that in each and every file there are the types associated with each function and the variables. So for the job form, we have the interface for the job application. The company will be string, role will be string, status will be either applied, interview, offer, or rejected. Then we have application date, which will be the format of date, and then the link finally. Okay, so yeah, that was it for the client side. Now, for this, as far as the server side is concerned, so for the server side, this is the entry point. I have used Express Mongoose course. I've also used the rate limiting error. So the rate limiting is also there. So within the 15 minutes, maximum request that can be sent to this is 200. And then I'm using cost so that I don't so that other websites are not able to access my backend. Uh, only the specific front ends are able to access the backend. And this is the connection with the MongoDB. And here are the routes. I'm also using the middleware of the auth middleware to check if the user is authenticated or not in the jobs. So if the user is authenticated, then only the job router will he be able to hit. Otherwise, he will not able to access the job routers. Then we have the auth router. In auth router, you can see that we have a register route that checks if the user is there. Then it will show that email already exists. And if the user is not there, then it will create the account and then it will sign the token. The token, the expiry time is 7 days. and the token is stored in the cookies. I've used the cookies rather than the local storage. Then we have a login functionality. It will check first that if the user is there, then if the user is not there, it will show that okay, invalid that user is not there. And if the user, let's say password is incorrect, it will show the invalid credentials. Then and otherwise, if the all the emails is there and the password is correct, then it will sign the token. It will store it in the cookie, and the response will be login successful and the user details. Then the check auth functionality to check whether the user is authenticated or not. And then we have a logout functionality that will simply just clear the token and will say that logout successful. So this is the jobs route. In the jobs route, we see the get route. So what it will do is basically it will just for the particular user ID, the one that user is logged in, it will show all the respective jobs. Then we have a post on the same route. So it takes the job data as a body and then creates a job for that particular user. Then we have a put. The put route, what it does is basically it's update the status of the job or update the details of the job. So user have to pass the job ID as a parameter here, and using the job ID, it finds that particular job and then update it. So there is a job route, the delete API is there. So it also takes a ID as an parameter, and based on that ID, it will just simply delete that job. As you can see that there is one middleware that here uses validate job. So I have one validator component. So what it does is basically validates the data from the user side for both job and the authentication. So for the job, the company should be string and the minimum length should be one. The role should be string and the minimum length should be one. Status should be these only. Application should be a date time format. Link should be a string. Okay, and this is an optional. It should be an URL. And if the user does not follow any of this schema type, then it will show that validation error. Same goes for the authentication. That during the login, there should be email, there should be password, then registration. Email should be there and password should be there, and the minimum length should be 8, and the maximum should be 100. If the user do not follows any of this, it will simply show the validation error. Then we have a models. In the models, I already showed you the MongoDB database. So it's the company, role, status, application date, link, user, created at, updated at for the jobs. And if we go to the user, then there is the email, password, and the created at. I'm using here the function. So what it does is before saving, it what it does is I'm using bcrypt library to encrypt the password, and gensort function. It is a function for the in the bcrypt library that generates a salt for a particular password, and then hash the password and save the password as an hash rather than saving it as a simple string. So, and this is the compare password function that will basically compare both of the password that user has entered and the password in the database. There's another middleware error handler. So if there is any error, then this will basically thrown. Okay. So yeah, that was it. Then we have a env file, client URL, port, node environment, secret, and the MongoDB URI, and everything is hosted. So I've hosted the front end I hosted front end in the Versal, and the backend is hosted on the render. The MongoDB is there in the MongoDB Atlas. So yeah, that was it for the project. So I hope you like my project. And I guess I am going to now use this project as my day-to-day application because currently I'm applying for like a lot of jobs. So this will help me to track my own job details also. Thank you.